AMC is also now refusing to play like Universal movies. But yeah, Trolls World Tour made more for Universal in 3 weeks on demand than Trolls did in 5 months in theaters.
Whoa, that's crazy. What's up, Story Geeks? On today's podcast, we're in very interesting times, and those times come with changes to the way that we view stories. And with all this news, all the latest information about movie theaters not wanting to show different movies, it's going to be weird, isn't it? Michael and I talk a little bit more about what's going on in the movie industry and how it may change how we watch movies from now on. If you like this video, please hit the like button for me. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We're always digging deeper into science fiction, fantasy, and comic book related stories. And if you have a comment about how we're going to be watching movies after this pandemic is over, leave us a comment down below. Let's dig deeper into what's going on in the movie industry.
We don't know what theaters are going to be like.
Yeah.
So let's just release it on digital. I mean, you saw how Trolls went. Trolls went well. Yeah. So they've reported that Trolls has already made more than the first movie did in 5 months. So, whoa. Yeah, I'm trying to remember the exact dollar amount, but they've already reported that. So, and I'm pretty sure that the studio, the studios are watching and paying attention. And, so I would love to get, New Mutants. Let's go in and get it. And get out there and, no reason to hold it. I mean, totally. I understand why you would hold it, but New Mutants isn't part of the MCU anyway, unless what you've done is figure out a way to weave it into it, and you got to hold it now because it's part of another story.
Oh, true. That's true.
But yeah, let's see. AMC is also now refusing to play like Universal movies. But yeah, Trolls World Tour made more for Universal in 3 weeks on demand than Trolls did in 5 months in theaters.
Whoa, that's crazy. That's amazing, actually.
It's ease of use is just winning right now.
It's huge. That's huge.
Yeah. Yep. And AMC Theaters is now refusing to play Universal movies in the wake of Trolls World Tour dispute. But technically, you're not playing any movies right now. So are you talking about not playing any movies going forward? And I might call BS on that because Fast and Furious is going to bring in some money.
Oh,
and totally. You're going to want to play that movie. So, I don't know. But
this seems to me like one of those cases where people in business at times will you can't, if you're the one that controls the cards, if you have the cards, anybody else that's going against you is, to your point, bluffing. It's all BS because there's no way that the theaters are the weakest link in this whole process. Like, Disney's going to make its money. Universal's going to make its money. The theaters are the ones that were already struggling before the pandemic started. Now they're only struggling more. So they don't hold the cards. It's like the main reason why Disney and Sony finally reached a deal on Spider-Man was because of Into the Spider-Verse. Because now Sony was like, do you realize what we just did? We just created one of the best Spider-Man movies ever at Disney. So if you want to deal with us, you got to come to the table with something that's better.
Yeah. But I also think there might have been a little bit of Disney and be like, can you do it twice? Because we've made
true. Yeah, true.
We've
Totally.
2021, something like that. Can you do it twice? Because the one thing that worries me about the second Spider-Verse movie is, can y'all do it again?
Yeah, totally.
Can you do it again?
Yep. Yeah, and that's a good point.
If they do it again, then I'm like, we're good.
Yeah.
But that Venom movie in between, I was
like, and that's the negotiating power, right? Like, Disney's like, we have Feige, and Feige does hits, and then Sony's like, well, we just got Lord and Miller, and they gave us a huge hit. So that negotiation was, I think, more even than the theaters arguing against Universal, because like, theaters, like, what are you doing? Like, If
for a long time, I think theaters were like, nobody's going to want to watch movies at home.
Yep.
But over the last 10 to 15 years, things are different. We can probably look online right now, like a 60, 70-inch TV is not crazy expensive.
No, not at all.
Now, it's costly, but it's not out of your reach.
Right.
Even something like a 50-inch.
Yeah.
I mean, depending on how large or small your room is, 50 inches will do fine. Or you can buy a projector. There's many people that project just straight onto the wall. So now you're like, okay, theaters cost X amount of dollars. Popcorn costs X amount of dollars. I got to pay to park, depending on the city you're in. In LA, you usually have to pay to park. So you pay to park, or parking's crazy. Then I got to be there, perfect time, perfect place. I got to do this. There's people laughing, talking, or people's cell phone, they won't turn off the light. I don't have to worry about any of that.
Yep. I don't have to pay $5 for a drink. You know what I mean? Like,
I pay like $5-6 for a soda.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on, man. Exactly. I don't have to pay like $8 for a popcorn, man.
Exactly.
You take all of these things, and the fact that theaters, when I was younger, would have like an attendee in there that would stop stuff like kids running around and people talking. You don't do that anymore. So now the value is different. It's changed. In theaters, unless you're talking about ArcLight or like Alamo Drafthouse, it's not always worth the value. And that's why Trolls has raked it in. People are like, oh, cool. So I can keep the kids happy and I can stay in my pajamas?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Honestly, on demand, a brand new movie, anywhere, say $15 or lower, I think theaters are toast.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think theaters are in some true trouble, except like ArcLight, Alamo Drafthouse, because there will be those larger engagements that's like, like I want to see Endgame.
Yes.
I want to see, the next Star Wars or Star Trek or the next Harry Potter, any next Lord of the Rings, any insert large franchise here.
Right.
But
exactly.
Just something like New Mutants, that's like a smaller movie. That's I think you could put New Mutants out and actually make a nice chunk of change.
Yeah.
I would, because if you think, I'll just say this to AMC, if you think that Disney and Sony and Warner Brothers are not paying attention to Trolls numbers for all of their smaller films, at least, like, okay, maybe we won't put Batman at home,
right?
But maybe the next time we come out with Suicide Squad, we'll put that at home.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Or Disney might be like, okay, well, Star Wars, it's got to be in the big screen.
Yeah.
But like Tomorrowland doesn't have to be on the big screen.
Right. Yeah.
And honestly, due to where it's seen, reviews are a little more forgiving as well. Yep. Like what is it? Netflix just dropped Extraction.
Yeah.
Extraction is pretty much a straightforward action movie. They do some nice twists and turns from the Russo brothers. I was like, oh, that's cool. I like how you twisted that. And then there's some stuff that's straight cliche. But I was able to watch it at home, essentially for free as part of Netflix.
Right.
In that case, 3.5 stars. Now, I got to go pay to park. I got to pay $18 and then some popcorn. That might have slid down to a 3.
Totally.
Maybe a 2.5. Because I'm like, so this is just a 90s action movie.
Right, exactly.
It's got Thor in it.
Exactly.
So, okay. But you put it in the context of being at home, you're hanging out, you're chilling, you're like, oh, this ain't bad.
Exactly.
Because it starts out in a way where I'm like, we're going to do this. But then it does enough twists and turns. And the guy that does the action sequences, they are intense.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
You're like, cool, the movie stays moving. I never feel bored. Right. Great. I'd watch this again. 3.5 stars. But at the theater, a little bit, ain't as forgiving on that one.
Exactly. Like, yeah, because it's basically like a Sylvester Stallone film, but at home with Chris Hemsworth. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So I agree with you 100%. I think And the Oscars have already said, which is kind of like obvious, that they're going to allow streaming content. Because, of course, this year, what's going to come out? We don't even know what's going to come out. We don't even know if there's going to be movies in theaters, you know?
If I was Disney, I'd at least drop like a test case or two and see.
Yes.
You own New Mutants now. Do New Mutants and then I'd honestly shoot my shot with Black Widow. I seriously would.
Yeah.
I'd shoot my shot with Black Widow.
Yep.
I throw it on Disney Plus and say, all right, you already have Disney Plus, so since you're paying this much per month, pay $5 and you get Black Widow for the weekend or something, or 2 days or something like that.
Yep.
See how it goes, because I mean, you can also add it as an upgrade to your service. Throw that on Disney Plus and be like, hey, for $7, you can have Black Widow for the weekend.
Yep.
Normally theaters would have you think that would never make as much money until now.
Exactly. Exactly. I totally agree with you because Disney took a risk with Disney Plus in the first place because they're going to lose money off Disney Plus in the short term. Over the course of time, obviously they'll make it back up, but in the short term, they're going to lose a lot of money on it. But if they can figure out how to make that model work even better because of the changing economic environment, that's just win for them. So I think the theaters need to be really careful about what ultimatums they make, because they could just be their own demise if they're not careful.
Yeah. It could be bad for them.
Yeah, it could be real bad. Yeah. Well, Michael, thanks for joining me. This has been a fantastic. I always love talking to you. So anytime you want to talk to me, you just let me know, dude. And anytime you're on the show, why don't you give a shout out to all the stuff you're up to, and I'll link to that in the description down below. But yeah, give a shout out so people know where you're at.
NERD, SOUL, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Main hub is at youtube.com/nerdsoul. You can find me on podcasts as well. We are working on an event called The Rent Party. You can find that on my channel or on thatnerdsoul.com/rent party. Besides that, this week we'll be getting into gaming content, some comic book reviews. We'll be doing some more stuff with dope folks. We're just talking to cool people. And yeah, besides that, stop by, drop a like, drop a comment, and subscribe, because it helps out the channel, because they see numbers and all that, and it helps out.
That's how it works. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's it for today's show. What did you think about our take on the movie industry and where the movie industry is going? Leave us a comment down below and let us know. Special thanks to Michael Young from Nerd Soul for joining me today. Definitely be sure to check out all of his videos. Links are in the description down below. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. While you're at it, subscribe to this channel. And if you like this video, like the video. And if you have comments or thoughts on what's going on with the movie industry, leave us a comment and let us know about that too. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next video.